All right, let me begin by asking everyone, and this is a pretty easy question, who knows who Osama bin Laden is? All right, okay, now by a show of hands, who knows who Muammar Gaddafi is? That's about right. Although most of us know and we recognize bin Laden's terrorist acts, not as many of us know about Gaddafi and his. So today I'd like to take a little time and inform you about who he is and why he's so dangerous. Let's start by walking through Gaddafi's past, kind of learn about the man that he is. He started in 1969 by overthrowing King Idris. He's the Libyan dictator and he's the chairman of the African embassy, so he's in a position of great bargaining power. Following 1969, when he overthrew King Idris, in the 1970s, he personally ordered the executions of and was present at the hangings of his students who fought, the students who protested his regime. He reportedly contributed to the Black September movement, which was a group, if you don't know, who was responsible for the Munich Olympic Massacre, which is where 11 Israeli athletes were murdered at the Munich Summer Games. He also openly acknowledges his involvement in the Lockerbie bombing, which was a huge event. 270 people were killed in a Pan Am flight in 1988 over Lockerbie, Scotland. This was big because it was actually the biggest terrorist act to be publicized before 9/11. And speaking of 9/11, just 10 days before the actual event occurred, Gaddafi gave a speech openly mocking the US and boasting of bin Laden's prowess. So this really kind of gives you an idea of what kind of man he is. To compare, look at a few recent events that he's done and see how they match up. Recently, he signed on to the US-led global war on terror. He surrendered Libya's nuclear weapons and renounced its weapons of mass destruction program. He recently signed a declaration with the Venezuelan president, Hugo Chavez, basically saying that they would do whatever necessary to promote the best interests of their country, even acts of terrorism, but they wouldn't call them terrorism because they were protesting and fighting against the oppression of wealthier nations like the US. In this declaration, he also suggests the creation of SATO, which would be the counterpart of NATO, which he called an elitist club, and condemned the war in Afghanistan. And then even more recently, on September 23rd, just a couple weeks ago, he spoke for the first time in front of the UN General Assembly. His speech lasted 100 minutes. The allotted time for speeches was just 15 minutes. So in his long, rambling speech, he complained of jet lag. He said that Obama should rule forever. He suggested that the swine flu was created in the military lab, and also called for a reinvestigation of MLK's death. So his speech was so well received that it was parodied on SNL and spoken on by David Letterman, which there is a clip. That wasn't me.
Main event. He's celebrating his 40th year as dictator.
That's right.
Whoopee! Yeah!
That's right.
Yay! 40 years of torturing and killing. Yay! Yay! 40 years of cruel, evil oppression. Yay! Yay! So here now, and he's looking for a place to say he was going to pitch a tent in New Jersey. New Jersey had the good sense to say, that ain't gonna happen.
They said
This is not a KOA. Just
not a KOA.
So now he's looking for a place. He was going to rent Joan Rivers' apartment.
Right.
And that deal fell through, just like her face.
Oh. Excuse me. Check, please. Man.
So now he didn't know where he's going to stay. Top 10 questions to ask yourself before letting Muammar Gaddafi live with you. Here we go, number 10. What does my lease say about harboring ruthless dictators? Number 9. Should I hide my weapons-grade plutonium? Number 8. Does my homeowner's insurance cover a United States airstrike? Number 7. Can I call him Daffy Gaddafi? Number 6. Will he take care of that neighbor who never returned my rake? Number 5. Is there any way this can end well? Number 4, Gaddafi, what is this, 1985? Number 3, for breakfast, does he prefer orange juice or Sunny Delight? Number 2, will it be easier to get Mr. Roper's permission if I say Gaddafi is gay? And the number 1 one question to ask yourself before letting Muammar Gaddafi live with you. Do I have enough hummus?
And he's becoming a little bit more well-recognized. So to sum it all up, we need to realize what this guy is doing. You know, not a lot of us know about him, but he's obviously got a lot of past history we should know about. We need to start taking him seriously. At this point, he is trying to change roles. He's trying to play the humanitarian dictator, you know, who's just looking out for the best interest of his country. This is a whole new approach for him. It's like the wolf in sheep's clothing approach. We can't afford to trust him. We can't afford to underestimate him. He's also known as the Mad Dog of the Middle East, so we really can't allow the Mad Dog of the Middle East to run rabid in America.
Good, very good.